But I heard that a lot of the fans responded to this program, that they were their average was over 1 million for the first time since September. And I know nothing about the quarter hours, so my question, I guess, to you is, they did a better total viewership than they have done in the past several months with this advertised main event and tribute to Jay, but putting that match on last, did they do a better job of keeping people to the end from the start, as they usually do?
Well, the overall number this week was 1,003,000 viewers. The overall average for AEW Dynamite, January 25th, 2023.
But what were the quarter hours? We just don't want the superficial information. We want to delve deep. Deep, I say.
Quarter 1, 8 o'clock to 8:15, by the way. This is the work of Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics. 8 o'clock to 8:15. Action Andretti and Ricky Starks versus Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. 1,126,000 viewers.
And that's about what they normally start out. And one of these days, we got to look up and see what the Big Bang Theory 7:30 to 8, what their numbers are.
Actually, I'd like to see the quarter hours.
Well, they'll only have 2 quarter hours because it's a half-hour program.
Exactly.
But anyway, that's about where they usually start.
Quarter 2, 8:15 to 8:30. The finish of the previous tag match, the Jay Briscoe video, Buddy Matthews' entrance, as well as Darby versus Buddy Matthews. 1,003,000, actually that's the average of the show, 1,003,000 viewers.
So this is the first time I can remember in months that they've done over 1 million in 2 quarters. They only lost 23,000 people, or 23,000 viewers. 123,000. But last week, wasn't it like 200 or almost?
It was a big drop, I think, last week, yeah.
Okay, so they're holding on.
Quarter 3, 8:30 to 8:45 p.m. The final 7 minutes of Darby versus Matthews. The Samoa Joe Angle promo, whatever that was. Adam Cole video. The Firm's promo. And the Firm versus Jungle Hook. 1,032,000 viewers.
Son of a bitch. So 3 quarters in a row of over 1 million, and they're increasing in only the third quarter hour. This does not happen normally.
Quarter 4, 8:45 to 9 p.m. Continuation of the Firm versus Jungle Hook. The Acclaimed and Guns mediation session.
Ooh.
The Hangman Adam Page promo and confrontation with Wheeler Yuta.
Ooh.
962,000 viewers.
Well, not as bad as I was afraid. So about 60, let's say 38, about 70,000 viewers down. Because that was and now we're at the top of the 9 o'clock hour.
That's right, 9 o'clock hour, quarter 5. Bryan Danielson versus Brian Cage and the post-match angle with MJF and Takeshita. 1,005,000 viewers.
Again, can you remember a time where they did over 1 million at the top of the 9 o'clock hour and that deep in the show? People are sticking with this program in much larger numbers than they did or than they do traditionally. I have to think that's because of the advertised main event and the theme of the show. They want to see what's going to happen.
Well, let's see here, because this is usually where the trend happens, where people dive off. Quarter 6, 9:15 to 9:30 p.m. The finish of Danielson versus Cage, as well as the post-match. Like, I said the other thing at the post-match. I guess more post-match fun here.
More post-match.
As well as Danielson's backstage promo and the beginning of Ruby Soho versus Toni Storm. 947,000 viewers. Quarter 7. The final 3 minutes of Ruby Soho versus Toni Storm, MJF's backstage promo, the Timothy Thatcher announcement, and the Jamie Hayter video, 957,000 viewers.
That's the biggest number that late in the program that we've seen.
And finally, the final quarter, 9:45 to 10 p.m., Jay Lethal versus Mark Briscoe, 991,000 viewers.
Wow. And they brought 34,000 back. So if you take out the first 15 minutes, because the Big Bang hangers on, and say that the show started at 8:15, they had 1,003,000. And an hour and 45 minutes later, they have only lost 12,000 of those. That is unheard of for AEW. Every week we do this, and they lose 25, 30% of their audience they start with by the end of the goddamn show. In this case, they only lost from the start of the thing with the Big Bang holdovers. They only lost 135,000 viewers out of starting with 1.1 million. That's a little over 10%. That is massively better. And they've never had, I can't remember they had 4 million people quarters. The first three and number 5. And when's the last time? Definitely before they started putting the Twinkle Toes and the Buckaroos in the main event spot, the last time that the last 15 minutes actually gained more viewers than the previous 2 quarters had and was comparable with the start of the 9 o'clock hour. People stayed. They wanted to see the whole show. They didn't want to miss anything because they wanted to hear about Jay. Everybody else on this program, for good, bad, or indifferent, is on the program on a regular basis, and this doesn't happen. But they stuck around to see Mark and Jay and anything to do with Jay Briscoe.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how many come back. Like we said earlier, a big show next week, 3 big matches at least that I could think of. But that's AEW Dynamite.
Unexpected goodness. We don't normally get unexpected goodness from our Wednesday night AEW, but in this case we did. And, unexpected goodness is a thing you always want to have, Brian. No matter what's going on in your life, you want good things to happen unexpectedly. You want good news that you hear on the phone or on the news. You want good things to be delivered to your home that give you a smile and make you happy. And you weren't expecting it that day. It just showed up. It was unexpected goodness. It was even awesome. Maybe you could term it that way. Could you not?
Yes, I believe so.
Yes,
it was an interesting, long-winded, unwieldy question. I couldn't figure out where you were going.
I'm trying to get it here, folks. I'm rounding the bend right now. If you want unexpected goodness in your daily life, figure out how to go to the place that I'm about to tell you how to go and set up a box of awesome from our friends at Bespoke Post. Because we've been talking about this for the past several weeks now, folks. The friends of ours at Bespoke Post, it's an operation that hand curates items that you might not have ever heard of or know that you need from small businesses across the country. I mean, we're talking cozy essentials, travel must-haves, cocktail kits, knives, craftswork of all various kinds, they got hundreds of options that you can choose from in the Box of Awesome. And what you do is you go to boxofawesome.com and you take the little quiz, and your answers help them pick the right box of awesome for you. I think it should be Box of Awesomeness, but maybe they were afraid that would be too long of a name. But they come up with a new box every month across a ton of different categories. So if you pick a certain thing you're interested in, they will have different boxes every month with the main theme being that interest. And each box is worth about $70, but you only pay a fraction of that price, just a minuscule part of that price, a soupçon, a veritable drava of that amount. And with each Box of Awesome, you're supporting small businesses because 90% of everything that comes in your Box of Awesome is from one of these small up-and-coming brands like Don's Discount Upholstery and Tax Service. So I
don't think that's one of them.
Well, I got my, they had a business card and a box of awesome that I got.
No, that was some other box. It was not.
And he said, just send him all my money and he'd sort it out. So that's what I did.
I think you got a box of crap there. That's not a box of awesome.
Well, it's definitely not awesome if it's crap. And if you think it's butter, but it's snot, you've got a whole problem going on there too. But like I said, 90% of everything that comes in the box of awesome is from a small up-and-coming brand. Apparently 10% is potentially some kind of anthrax in there.
No, let's not even joke about that. They're not going to send any kind of deadly chemical.
No,
to the consumer.
Or powder. No deadly chemicals or powders.
No, nothing deadly.
Gotta watch out for the gas, though.
What?
Folks, it's free to sign up.
How are they going to ship that? Think about that.
How would that's a goddamnedest thing. When I was in school, when I was in school, I got me one of those chemistry sets, right? And I was going to be a big deal, and I was going to have a breakthrough, and I was going to make $1 million off of it. And son of a bitch, when I did, I invented a universal solvent that would eat through anything. Problem was, I couldn't figure out what to put it in. But when you go to boxofawesome.com, you're going to enter the code DRIVE, DRIVE, at checkout, and you're going to get 20% off your first monthly box. And so that means automatically you're not paying regular price. You're paying a fraction of the price. Then you're getting 20% off of that price. Holy shit. They're going to come investigate you for stealing this stuff if you get it any cheaper.
You won't be investigated. Enjoy the good prices.
They might run a little background information.
You are safe and fine. No background.
Well, what they'll do is they'll just look sideways at your file for a minute just to make sure nothing stands out. They won't do a deep check at all. There's going to be no more of these strip searches from boxofawesome.com. I can guarantee you that. No more body cavity searches. That was part of the settlement.
There have never been any body cavity searches or strip searches. It has nothing to do with the services offered by our wonderful sponsor.
That's the statement that they made right before the suit was filed.
It's the statement I'm making because it's true.
All righty. Well, certain people take it that way. But right now, folks, again, go to boxofawesome.com. The code is DRIVE. You're going to get 20% off your first box. You can pause or cancel the boxes at any time, by the way, but it's great stuff, and you're going to go and you're going to see all the things they're going to match you up with at that incredible boxofawesome.com website. And that's all due to our friends at Bespoke Post.